And without further ado, I'm going to invite our first candidate up, Andy Barr. We're going to try to shuffle you all through as quickly as possible. So if you see the person before you is kind of wrapping up, then start making your way to the podium, please. All right, Andy.
Thank you, Amy, and thanks to the Jessamine County Chamber of Commerce. It's been an honor the first 2 years of my term to represent the people of, most of the people of Jessamine County. I wish we represented all of the people of Jessamine County, but it's truly been an honor to do that. When I ran for Congress 2 years ago, I told you that I was going to focus on fiscal responsibility, promoting job creation and getting our economy turned around and holding Washington accountable. We have been a voice for reducing wasteful government spending and forcing the government to live within its means. And despite what some say on TV, this is the silly season on television, and I recommend a mute button. But I have been laser focused on job creation. I've introduced over 17 bills as a freshman, which are directly focused on promoting economic recovery. 3 of those bills have actually passed the full House as a freshman. That's unusual. One of those bills that has passed the House is actually focused on Jessamine County, the Valley View Preservation Act. As you know, because of overregulation from Washington, that Valley View ferry that is a connector point for many commuters to and from Fayette County, Madison County, and Jessamine County has been threatened. We introduced a bill, we advocated for it, we got it in the Coast Guard reauthorization bill, and it passed the House, and now it's sitting on Harry Reid's desk, and we need that to pass with a number of other jobs bills. But we have been an advocate for jobs through fighting the EPA's overregulation and stopping the war on coal. We've tried to rein in burdensome regulations. On the Financial Services Committee, we have been a strong champion for our small community banks and preventing the Obama administration implementing Dodd-Frank in a way that would limit access to credit. We've been a champion for restoring the 40-hour work week under the Obamacare law. I voted to repeal the job-killing provisions of Obamacare. And so we have been absolutely laser focused on job creation in this country. You know, the point is that the government can create an environment in which the private economy can create jobs. But because of bad policies coming out of Washington, overregulation, overtaxation, Obamacare, the war on coal, the government is displacing private economic activity. And finally, I promised that I would be accessible and accountable and force the government to be more accountable to you. I've introduced the Live by the Laws You Write Act. I've introduced and co-sponsored the No Budget, No Pay Act. When I saw that we were not getting our fiscal house in order, I introduced a bill called the Congressional Pay for Performance Act that says that if we don't start restraining wasteful government spending, members of Congress's pay would be reduced by that same percentage. We missed those fiscal responsibility targets. And finally, keeping my commitment, I introduced the Term Limits Amendment to the United States Constitution because I believe that we need a heroic generation of leaders in Washington right now. And we need to be focused on restoring the American dream. That means focusing on making sure that we're looking out for the next generation, not the next election. And so let's honor our veterans. Let's honor the greatest generation, those World War II and Korean War veterans who sacrificed, many of them greatly, to save the American dream. Now we need to do the same because we owe them an America and we owe our children an America that is worthy fighting for. Thank you. God bless, and I appreciate the opportunity to serve you again.
Well, I'm Tom Buford in the Senate, but maybe I don't need to say that too much. I am going to reach out for your support and your vote this year by saying in conclusion, please vote for me. There's a good chance I could win. I don't think anybody's opposing me yet. But with that said, thank you so much. It has been a pleasure to be in the service. This seat belongs to you. I appreciate the ability that you all have seen in me that I can make this service to you. And my number is available, cell phones and home numbers. Call anytime. Come to Frankfort. We can have lunch. Come to my house. Whatever time you get there appropriately, we'll have a meal. I welcome all of you to do what you can to support the candidate of your choice that sits to my left and right, because these are all good individuals. These are Americans. These are individuals that are willing to put their lives, their families, their friends, their neighbors, their front yards on display while they try to achieve these positions that are so necessary in our local and state government in this county and this state. Do what you can. Help them. Be nice to each one of them when they knock on your door or come by your house, because they are certainly trying to do their public service for this town. And I certainly appreciate everyone that is here. And Representative Barr, certainly appreciate what you have done for us in Washington. Thank you very much.
You'll hold it up, okay. All right, well, welcome everyone. I'm Russ Meyer. I'm mayor of Nicholasville, and I'm very humbled and proud to have been able to serve you for the last 8 years as mayor and 6 years previous to that as a city commissioner. And it's great to be here at CONnemara, and I want to thank Amy Cloud, Chamber of Commerce, their board, and all your ambassadors that just do a great job for our community and represent so well. And I also want to thank CONnemara, and hey, this is a great homecoming for me, because this is where it all got started for Allison and I. We brought our kids home from the hospital here. We lived here for 13 years, and we ran a successful business here at CONnemara. And you know, through those years, we learned a lot. We gained our values, and we moved forward in a positive way. You know, when I took office as mayor, the recession hit, and jobs were important then. Jobs became more important when that recession hit, and I'm proud to tell you today that through those 8 years, we produced over 1,500 new jobs, and that's been a huge part of the success here in Nicholasville, and our success moving forward in a positive direction. We were committed to a balanced budget each and every year, and we did so. We've been fiscally responsible. Standard & Poor's just gave the city of Nicholasville the highest rating that a city our size can get, which is a AA bond rating, and that is the second bond rating that we had received in the last 4 years. We're extremely proud, and I'll tell you one thing that it took was working together. And as we enter this election year, this fall, there will be changes that happen. It's gonna happen. But one thing we have to do to move forward, and I challenge each and everybody here from my right, my left, let's work together. We have to work together with a common cause and move in the same direction, because that's what got us here. That's what brought us our successes. And you know, I say this often, and I say it all the time. I don't care if it's a Democrat idea. I don't care if it's a Republican idea. If it's good for the Commonwealth of Kentucky and it's good for Jessamine County, let's do it. Let's take that to heart, and I appreciate y'all coming out, and I appreciate your vote and support. Thank you.
My name is Jonah Mitchell. Jonah, just like in the whale, and I thought that I better introduce myself a little bit to some of the people who are here. My name is Jonah. My grandfather's name was Jonah. His grandfather's name was Jonah, and his grandfather was in the whale, and that's who we are. But I've been around here for a little while. I run a real estate company and a property management company and a speaking company, and Russell is right about a couple of things. You are absolutely right about whether the ideas are right or wrong. One thing that I did when I learned that he was my opponent, we didn't know that when we first started, who that we were going to be. I started taking golf lessons right here at CONnemara so that I would be a better golfer. But we do have some different things and different ideas about our approaches to what we're going to be able to do with and for Jessamine County. And by the way, we have a little bit of Fayette County in our district, and Kim King's going to talk to you next, and we're not opponents in this. There's a 39th district and then her district, and you'll 55th, and she'll tell you a little bit about that. But I got into this for a particular reason. I have, you don't know who I am, but I'm one of 12 children from Eastern Kentucky. My mother birthed more than 12, actually 13 children, and we didn't know that there was white meat and chicken. I didn't until I was over 20 years of age, because you had to come up rough. You had to come up tough. And I've learned how to invest. I've learned how to work hard at what I do. And a lifetime of service, and I don't mean that in any way to be too awful proud. I have been to Honduras 10 times for John Maxwell. I served as president of the Chamber of Commerce. We've learned how to serve. And I want to bring that to the table because I have a philosophy. You don't have any right to advise anybody until you have invested. And I'm wanting to invest. And for my grandchildren, I want to invest in you and in this county and in this Commonwealth. And I'm looking forward to that. And I'm going to bring what experience that I have. I'm delighted to have achieved a doctorate degree, and I know about education. And I want to bring that experience and that values to the table when I go to Frankfurt, if you so desire to send me. And I appreciate that very much. But it's about experience, it's about investment, it's about a heartfelt desire to serve. And anyone who wants to know that we are in this to win it, and I'm going to work hard for you, whether it be here or in Frankfurt. So thank you very, very much.
Good afternoon. I am State Representative Kim King, and it is a pleasure to be here with you this afternoon. As Jonah mentioned, Jessamine County is blessed, a robust, growing population here, and now you have two representative districts, the 39th and the 55th, and I am currently the state representative of the 55th district. I am joined this evening by my husband, Kerry. He has the green shirt and is waving. We've been married 34 years. We have two grown children. Our daughter, Tia, is 32, married with 3 young girls, and our son is 30, married and has 2 little girls. We co-own and operate 4 Kings Angus commercial and registered Angus cattle farm in Mercer County, and I also have a personal training business, Kim King Motive Force. I was elected in 10, in 12 in the old 55th district, and I acquired even bigger margins in the 12th district, and I say that to let you know I earned the trust and the vote of people that didn't know me and didn't vote for me the first time. The 55th district has changed. It is currently Mercer, Washington, and the Wilmore-Asbury area of Jessamine County. I serve on the Agriculture and Small Business Committee, Economic Development Committee, the Tourism Development and Energy Committee, and I'm also the Vice Chair of the Central Kentucky Caucus. That is a region of 17 counties in Central Kentucky, the senators, the representatives from both parties. A lot of issues that we take up have regional impact and emphasis, and it's a pleasure and an honor to serve as Vice Chair of that Central Kentucky Caucus. I have earned a 100% voting record with the National Federation of Independent Business. I'm the only candidate that has earned the endorsement of Kentucky Right to Life, and I was asked and did speak at their national convention in July. I received the National Rifle Association endorsement in 2012, and they will not let those out until October of this year, but I have no reason to think I won't receive that this year. I'm an active member of 5 chambers of commerce from the old district and the new. My signature bills are a roll call vote, just mandating that every fiscal measure vote is recorded visually, and special session pay. Elected officials should not have that. I'm dedicated to transparency and accountability, and I submit to you that nothing about my service will change. I'm dedicated to you, and I look forward to continuing my service if you so desire. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Hello, my name is Jacqueline Coleman. I would first like to start by thanking Amy and COnnemara and the Chamber Ambassadors for organizing this event today. I'm running for state representative in Kentucky's 55th district, which are the Wilmore precincts here, all of Mercer County, and all of Washington County. I am the government teacher at East Jessamine High School, and I'm also the head girls basketball coach. I'm married to the boys' head basketball coach, Chris O'Brien, and together we are raising 3 children, Will, Nate, and Emma. Will and Nate are both students at East Jessamine Middle School, and Emma is a student at East Jessamine High School. Emma was a little bit of a surprise because as a freshman on my basketball team, she came to me with nowhere to go. So it didn't take very long for my husband and I to welcome her into our home and to become a part of our family. When Emma moved in with us, she had a 1.2 GPA and very little hope of graduating high school. 2 years later, Emma now has a 3.2 GPA. She knows the responsibility of having a part-time job, and she will be the first person in her family to graduate from high school. Even better than that, her academic life now mirrors her athletic life, and I have received 15 phone calls this week from Division I coaches ready to offer Emma a Division I basketball scholarship. I tell you this story because Emma is the perfect example of how education and a strong work ethic can change lives. As a high school teacher and a basketball coach and the daughter of 5 generations of small business owners, I know firsthand that education is the genesis of economic development. Without better prepared, better educated, better skilled graduates, our economy can't grow and our community and our Commonwealth cannot compete. We must invest in our young people, our small businesses, and and promote a thriving economy. But we must strike a balance between business and the middle class to ensure that our working families can provide and our small businesses can prosper. I'm in this race to help improve education, to support economic development opportunities, and to ensure that our community is well represented by someone who will fight for you. My opponent has voted against early childhood education, a small business tax credit, and an angel investment credit that promotes private investment in startup companies. All great ideas for our schools, our economy, and our businesses, and all supported by the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce. These bills serve as a few examples of why my opponent has earned the lowest ranking by the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce in the House of Representatives. It is time to return this seat to someone who will work hard at the job of legislating, not just at the art of campaigning. Together, we can move the 55th District forward and create better opportunities for our kids, our working families, and our small businesses. It's time to put partisan politics aside and put our people first. Thank you.
Well, first off, I want to thank Amy and the Chamber as well, and join my colleagues that are at the podium for putting together this event. I'm not sure how many minds will change out here today because we're probably speaking to family and friends and already supporters, but it's good to gather together and talk about the future of our community. I know that all of them share the same passion that I have, that I want Jessamine County to do better and be the best that it possibly can be. And I want to first off introduce my wife, Paula, my bride of 33 years. She's been my partner in this process. Most of you know I've served in the legislature for 22 years. It's been an honor and a privilege to do that. And it's a time frame that I look back with many, many, many fond memories of serving with my colleagues. Senator Buford and I have worked tirelessly for your behalf for many, many, many years. And so I'm very proud of that. But again, I do want to thank you for giving me that opportunity. A lot of you have asked, well, what does I hear on the street all the time, well, what does a county judge do? Are you a member of the bar? Did you go to law school? And no. The county judge executive is the chief executive officer of our county. He deals with a budget that's now over $20 million when you add all the different compartments of the budget together. He deals with probably over 200 employees when you add all the different employees that are in place. It's an ongoing day-to-day chief executive officer of a very, very large and growing business, growing every day. And as we continue to grow, our population has grown in Jessamine County. When I first ran in 1992, we were probably around 18 to 20,000 people. We're now over 50. So the job requires someone who has the skill, the experience in training, a financial manager, and I think that's what I bring to the table. My background is a Bachelor of Science in Accounting from the University of Kentucky, an MBA in Business Management and Finance. I've served 18 years on the State Budget Committee and actually writing and making adjustments to the state's budget. So I understand how it takes to put a financial plan together and how it takes to bring people together to pass a budget. I've also served for the last 15 years as my whole focus in my career has been a financial advisor to local governments, and I'm getting the one-up sign back there, but I would appreciate your support for County Judge Executive. Together, I think we can make a lot of positive changes for our county.
I'm David West, and again, welcome and thank you. For over 3 decades, I've served Jessamine County, from Chamber of Commerce to Parks and Recreation Board member, Comprehensive Plan Committee, Nicholasville Planning Commission, PTA president, at 2 elementary schools, project graduation chairman and volunteer, and on and on and on. My wife oftentimes says, "Why do you do all this?" And the answer is just simply because I care. I enjoy it. I enjoy being part of the process of making our county a better place. And that's why I want to be county judge. I want to be part of the process of making Jessamine County a great place. And to all our fellow candidates, as we go through this process, it's easy to be consumed. But we've got a friend of the chamber and a friend of the politicians here that Dave Carlstedt and his wife are going through a unbelievable turmoil. And we want our hearts and our prayers to be with them. We want to remind ourselves that there's a bigger world out there to be a part of. And we want to unite our citizens in our county and not divide it. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jackie Horn, running for Family Court Judge for Jessamine and Garrett counties, otherwise known as Mom to 3 great kids, Andrew, who's a junior at West High School, Allie, who's a sophomore, and Ashton, who's in the 8th grade at West Middle. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out tonight, as we've heard, but also to thank everyone for the overwhelming support I had in May. The children and I worked hard, and we really appreciated that. So we were very grateful and thankful for that. When I first entered this race, January, I did it because family court is so important to the children of the community. Family court's important throughout the entire communities, but primarily for the children of the counties. I practice family law every day. I have also been through a divorce. I am a single mom of 3 kids. I have the professional experience and the personal experience to be the next family court judge for Jessamine and Garrett counties. I'd be glad to talk to anybody after this about that. But again, I just ask for your consideration and your support November 4th. I'm not even going to wait for the 1 minute to go up. It's hot, so I'll leave it at that. Thank you all.
My name's Jeff Moss, and I'm also running for Family Court Judge. I want to thank COnnemara and the Chamber for everything that they did, and thank you all for being here tonight. And I appreciate your interest in coming out. I want to introduce my wife, Bridget Jeffries Moss, in the back. We've been married 19 years, very proud of that, and we have 4 children. And I've been here all my life. I've been in this area all my life. I was born in the Garrett County Hospital. I went to Garrett County High School, went down the road to the University of Kentucky College of Law, and got my undergraduate degree there as well. And I also have a master's in education from Asbury. So I've run these roads my entire life. This is the only place I've ever been, and this is the place that I want to serve. A lot of people ask, what does a family court judge do? I don't remember voting for that before, and that's because the current family court judge was unopposed 8 years ago, and he's been the only one we have. Judge Dixon will retire, and that leaves an opening. We handle divorces, child custody, child support, domestic violence, adoptions, truant children, abused and neglected children, the families that are in crisis, families that are in need. So I ask you, why would you, what do you need to look for in a family court judge? And I offer you 2 things. One, you need an individual that cares about the community. Not just one that says they care about the community, but one that throughout their lifetime has shown that they care about their community. Not just during the day when they're at job, and I've been successful and blessed to have an opportunity to serve in jobs that let me be a service to the community, but also after hours, after you clock out and go home to your personal time. My wife and I have had 19 years in volunteer youth ministry at the 2 churches we've seen. Sunday mornings, Sunday nights, Wednesday nights, summer church camp trips, developing curriculum for youth, to try to be a contact and reach out to the youth of the community. I've been involved in youth sports for 22 years, last 3 of which I was paid a little as Garrett Middle School basketball coach, but all the other years of that are volunteer. And that shows that not only during my job am I caring about my community, but also outside. Chamber of Commerce memberships, Wilderness Trace Community Development Board chairman, those are things that are important. The other thing that's really important in a family court judge is someone who has experience. And I'm not talking about 3 or 4 years experience in an appointed position, but for 12 years, I'm offering you my 12 years of experience as Garrett County attorney. We handle everything that goes on in family court. 24-hour a day, 7-day-a-week contact point for emergency protective orders. Child support collection for my entire area. 3 times during my 12 years as county attorney. We got statewide awards for our job in collecting child support. Abused and neglected children are the children that don't have anyone to speak for them, that need someone to be there for them. And every single dependency, abuse, and neglect case that came through my court, I sat and worked personally on. We spent 2 hours on 2 days before the court met. Not just me, because I'll be the first to tell you, if you see me on the street, I'm not trying to tell you I've got all the answers, but I have experience in marshaling the resources of a community and coming together for the best of a community and the best of a family. In 2000, I got an award as the Prosecutor of the Year for the job we did with family court. Thank you. I missed the one in the book. I got to pay more attention. Sorry about that.
Good evening. My name is Pete Sutherland. I'm a candidate for mayor of the city of Nicholasville. I currently serve as one of your 4 commissioners, a position I've held for the past 3.5 years. I think it's important, in order for us to know where we're going, maybe we ought to take a look at where we've been. And so I want to share with you some of the accomplishments that we've been able to achieve in the last 4 years. We have completed the phase 1 of the downtown renovation project, which was the mess that we all dealt with for so long, but it's done. We are currently almost finished with phase 2, which is the installation of mast arms and the removing of the overhead wires. We'll have all of our stoplights on the mast arms. We have the Riney B Retention Dam project is funded and will begin construction if it hasn't already started. Hopefully we'll be finished by December, and that's going to relieve a problem we've had of downtown flooding for a long, long time, something we should all be excited about. We collaborated with the Kentucky River Authority in order to repair Lock 8, stop it from leaking, make it deeper, hold more water, which is going to secure our water supply for the next many generations to come. We passed an ordinance prohibiting the sale of synthetic marijuana and bath salts. That's no longer any shop in town that's selling those things, which was a blight on the community. We completed the Riney B walking trail. Several years ago, I sponsored the Kid Print ID program with the Nicholasville Police Department. I did that personally. We found, in collaboration with the city and county Parks and Rec, we founded a new home for Parks and Rec. We have a gymnasium that's available now that we're able to use. And as Russ said earlier, we earned our AA bond rating, which makes it so much easier for us to borrow money at a reduced rate. It makes things affordable for the city. We're in the black. We're financially sound in spite of really tough times since 2008. As your mayor, I want to form a strong relationship with the county judge and the county magistrates. I'll encourage collaboration on any worthwhile project that will benefit our community. We need to maintain strong relationships with Frankfort, our state senators and state representatives. They've been so generous with their time in helping us here. One passing issue that we want to address is our partnering with the county to purchase more land for industrial development. Future's bright, Main Street's coming back, Creative Art League is breathing new life, our award-winning chamber is an asset to the community. Let's keep the momentum rolling forward, never looking back. I ask for your vote on November 4th. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I want to thank everybody that's been a part of this, Amy, and the Chamber, and CONnemara. Mine's going to be very brief. My platform is jobs, open, honest government with citizen participation. Excuse me, I got a frog. My top priorities are jobs, public safety, and sound fiscal management. And to learn more about the services that I've provided over the years, which has been many, I've been working as a rescue squad chief and help try to get hospitals here and improve the ambulance service and everything else. You can go to my website where it says Martin for Mayor, Nicholasville. Just Google that. And again, thank you all very much. Appreciate your vote November 4th. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Karen Thomas. Thank you, Amy, Chamber, CONnemara, for hosting this event I am running for Jessamine County Clerk. I've currently been a deputy clerk for the past 10-plus years. I've had the opportunity to be cross-trained in all the different departments and work in each department. I also serve as an ambassador with the Chamber for the past 8 years, serving as the chair last year. I work with Nicholasville Now and all their events. I'm a volunteer, been doing that for about 6 years. I also work for Relay for Life. I'm on that committee. I would be honored to represent you as the next Jessamine County Clerk. Thank you for your time and have a great night.
My name is Johnny Collier. I also am running for Jessamine County Clerk. And first I want to thank all of you for coming out for my fundraiser. And when we get through here, I want to introduce my wife of 45 years, Doris, my son Brian, who was very helpful in our campaign. And I'll tell you, I spent 20 years in banking. I've had my own insurance agency for 20 years. I know how to run a business. I want the office of the clerk and every other office in the city of Nicholasville to be a place where people are welcomed, where they feel comfortable when they come in and feel comfortable when they leave. I think we can make a few changes. Through the years, I've been involved, like most everybody else up here, in just about every civic organization in Jessamine County. I've been president of Rotary Club, president of Chamber of Commerce, president of the Booster Clubs, president of Parks and Recreation, president of JC's. Everything that I could be in, I was in, gave my time, and now I would like to serve in this office and be able to help the people of Jessamine County. So I would appreciate your vote on November 4th. Thank you.
I'm Michael Hughes, and I've had the tremendous pleasure of serving Jessamine County as coroner for the last 4 years. I'm, of course, running for re-election, and I bring with me not only 4 years experience as a coroner, but also over 275 hours of continuing coroner education. Only 70 of that which is required, by the way. In addition, I bring with me 36 years of medical training experience and education, starting with the United States Navy and Marine Corps as a medic. And after that, I obtained my Bachelor of Science in Clinical Science degree. Following receiving my degree, I became certified and registered in numerous medical modalities, such as physician assistant, respiratory therapist, vascular specialist, and pediatric and adult cardiac sonographer. Having served the community of Jessamine County for the last nearly 4 years, I've tried to maintain the maximum dignity, compassion, and professionalism in the way that I serve. And I like to imagine that whoever Jessamine County chooses as our next coroner, hopefully me, would be equipped to do the same thing. I have I've received the honor of being designated as the only coroner in the state by Kentucky Organ Donor Affiliates to be a designated trained requester for tissue and organs, which means that I am allowed to go to the individuals personally who have suffered terrible loss of a death in their family and discuss organ donation with them. I also started the new child fatality review team in Jessamine County, and I'm the only coroner on the statewide child fatality review team. Again, I hope that the people of Jessamine County would always look forward to having a compassionate, well-trained, educated, and medically qualified coroner, and I think I am that person, and I ask for your support on November 4th. Thank you.
Okay, folks, I'm Sheriff Kevin Corman, and like everyone else, I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. And I'll use a comment that Greg Stumbo's dad told him once, that, boy, don't forget the 5 B's. Be brief, boy, be brief. So I hope you all realize that I've been dedicated to my job because I'm the only person that's took 2 terms to build a house. Now, one of the Moron brothers said one day, said the best thing about that, said if you want to, hire the sheriff to build you a house, because time you get it built, it'll be paid for. But again, you know, I've appreciated serving as your all sheriff more than you know for the past 7.5 years, and I'm telling you, regardless who the sheriff is, it's one of the toughest jobs that I know of. A lot of different responsibilities from tax collection to court security, to civil process, to if you've got enough money and people left over, law enforcement. I can remember looking out over the crowd there. I started the office in 1986, part-time. Doodle come along in 1990. Even my chief deputy's opponent came with us for a little while there in 1986. And all of us can tell you that in those days there was no one on duty after 11 or 12 o'clock at night. And I would like to say that we've grown the department, we've built the department to the point nowadays that there's very seldom is there less than 4 people out at any given time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But we're living in some tough times, folks. I mean, if you're asking me, am I satisfied? No, I'm not satisfied, but I'm satisfied with what we've accomplished. You know, one of the things we've done this year, we've maintained a property tax collection rate of 98.74%, one of the highest in the state. We became only the 13th sheriff's office throughout the state to earn their accreditation this year. Basically, I was recognized this year and elected vice president of the Kentucky Sheriff's Association because of the reputation we have here in Jessamine County. Now, is it good enough? No, I'm still not satisfied. So all I can do is ask you all for your all support November the 4th, and hopefully we can finish what we started. Thank you very much.
I've got a lot to say. Good afternoon. My name is Steve ODaniel. I'm running for sheriff here in Jessamine County. I would like to introduce my Chief Deputy, Lanny Spears. Lanny is currently a Wilmore police officer and is a veteran of 25 years there. I've spent the last 31 years of my life in law enforcement, as a state trooper, retired as a sergeant, and also spent 8 years with the Kentucky Attorney General's Office in the Public Corruption Unit. Back in the 80s, I was a road trooper here. I've worked every kind of crime that there was, homicides, robberies. I even made some significant drug cases when I was on the road and in uniform. However, there's a lot of things that have changed in Jessamine County, including the crime rate. According to the FBI, Jessamine County has the highest crime rate per capita in the state of Kentucky. A crime is committed here in this county every 2.5 hours. Last year alone, there were over 1,500 thefts and burglaries. A large percentage of these crimes are driven by the drug activity in this county. There have been homicides. There's family members stealing from family members. For the last 8 years of Sheriff Corman's tenure, there's been hardly any drug work. Kevin has stated that this county is not ready for a former state trooper. I disagree. As I walk the neighborhoods of this county, I hear the voices of concern from business people, citizens, neighbors, family members. They've all been affected in one way or another by this drug plague that has got our county in trouble. We're just a few miles from Lexington. We see on the news media about the shootings. It's just a matter of time before their problem becomes our problem. We're already seeing the increase in robberies in this county. The sheriff sets the tone. Well, I'll finish up real quick. My department will investigate these crimes. We will be aggressive on the drug activity. I will appoint a 4-man investigative team to work the drugs and other crimes. I ask one question, just one question. Who will keep you safer? That's the choice you have to make. Who will keep you safer? Thank you.
First off, I would like to thank the staff here at the Jessamine County Chamber of Commerce for organizing this event, and the folks here at the COnnemara for letting us hold this event at their facilities. I'm Alex Carter. I'm a candidate for Jessamine County 1st District Magistrate. My wife and I have lived within Jessamine County our entire life. I'm a graduate from West Jessamine High and the University of Kentucky with a degree in finance and economics. I work in real estate, primarily doing commercial property appraisals here within Jessamine County, and also sit as a member of the City of Nicholasville Planning and Zoning Board of Adjustments. As a small business owner, I understand the needs of our community and am invested in its success. I'm running as magistrate because I want to ensure that Jessamine County is a place where our children, or our communities and children, grow up with opportunities to succeed and enjoy the quality of life we have to offer. If elected, I will focus on bringing jobs and more opportunities to Jessamine County through economic development. I plan to work with our Economic Development Authority to promote smart growth and recruit from our skilled workforce while assisting our current small businesses with their needs. Jessamine County is currently in a transitional period in the upcoming years with the few years with the construction of the Eastern Bypass and the possible I-75 connector. Jessamine County's transportation infrastructure is a critical investment for our economic vitality in the future. These improvements will allow our future generations to benefit and prosper. I plan to serve the citizens as my top priority and enhance community involvement with an annual newsletter. I feel that I have a good relationship with our current county supervisors and city officials and look forward to working with them to accomplish the goals that will benefit Jessamine County and move it forward. The current county programs in place are terrific, and I would strive to keep them in place, such as a school resource officer program, the countywide cleanup, and the recycling center. I would also like to secure the needed funding to enhance and expand our EMS, fire, and sheriff's department and ensure that Jessamine County stays safe. My goal is to keep property taxes low and work towards keeping county government efficient. My conservative business approach and experience will help me serve and represent the citizens of my district in Jessamine County. I understand the duties and responsibilities of the magistrate's position and hope to work for you. I would appreciate your support and vote for 1st District Magistrate. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak.
How you doing? My name is Justin Ray, and I'm running for Magistrate of the 1st District. I'm a lifelong resident of Jessamine County, and I've been in District 1 for 23 years. I've been married to my wife, Jenny, for 9 years. Together, we have 3 children, Reagan, Avery, and Grayson. In December, we'll be expecting our 4th. My wife and I have always been very disciplined when it comes to our finances. We've lived debt-free lives. In addition to my personal fiscal responsibility, I've managed a local business, Lee Tire in Nicholasville, for the past 10 years. Starting as a one-man operation in 2004, and with many loyal customer support, today I've been able to grow that business to 5 full-time employees. I'm the best candidate for Magistrate of the 1st District because of my personal fiscal responsibility, business management skills, and the ability to work well with others. I know I'll be an asset to the community. My platform is based on 3 principles: children, commerce, and community. I want to know that I truly love this community and that we live in together, and I'm asking you for your opportunity to help make Jessamine County a better place. As a father of 3 young children, and 1 more soon, I am passionate about the next generation of Jessamine County. My desire is to promote the well-being of children and community through enhanced outreach programs and to mentally and physically change our children's lives. Sorry, public speaking is not my thing. I would like to strengthen community outreach by attempting to extend programs such as the backpack programs to schools in Jessamine County. Additionally, as a proven small businessman in Jessamine County, I have knowledge of and experience with commerce in our community. I will serve as an advocate for small business in Jessamine County. My desire is to preserve low tax rates and to seek accountability for tax dollars being spent. I am a fiscally responsible man who would rather make wise financial decisions instead of trying to dig ourselves out of debt later. My goal is to apply that same fiscal mindset to our tax dollars by thoroughly scrutinizing the way your hard-earned tax dollars are being spent at the county level. I appreciate you taking the time coming out here on this nice warm day to come out here and hear what we have to say. I truly aspire to serve Jessamine County, not only as a tax-paying citizen and as a businessman, but as well as a voice for District 1. I sincerely desire our community to be a better place to live. My name is Justin Ray, and I would greatly appreciate consideration for a vote November 4th, District 1 Magistrate. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Liv Wilson. My formal name is Elizabeth Ann, but I don't go by that because the one time I heard it from my daddy, it was not a good memory. I'm proud to be a lifelong resident of Jessamine County. I graduated from Jessamine County High School. We had wonderful schools then, and we have incredible schools now. I'm very proud of our schools. Due to the hard work and sacrifice of my parents, I was able to go to Transylvania University and got a degree there, got a graduate degree from Western Kentucky University. The thing I loved about the higher education was I didn't realize how sheltered I was as a child. I was just a little old farm girl, and you meet these people literally from all over the world with different ideas and cultures and religions. So I like to think that's something that I brought home with me. What I can tell you is I knew there's no place like home. There's no place like this county. There are no better people anywhere than right here in Jessamine County. I was fortunate enough to have a local business. For 28 years, I've worked for Aflac. I did not come up with the duck idea, so I am still working. Of course, running your own business, you get to be the HR department and hiring and firing and maintenance and accounts receivable and billing and all that. So I feel like that certainly prepared me to run government as a business because that's what it is. We've got to look at the dollars and dollar signs in that. I've been active in the chamber, different organizations through the years, so I just feel like it's kind of a natural step for me to run for magistrate in District 4. So many people have said, Liv, why do you want to do that? Why bother with that? And what I have to say, you know, for 20 years I've thought about public service. 20 years ago I thought I was very young and unprepared. And what I realize now, 20 years later, if I don't get started, I'm going to be too old. What I know, though, is I don't know how prepared, but I know God prepares us for that. And I pray that He will. I want to make a positive contribution. I know this county now is very different now from when I went to high school here. We've got many challenges and issues. The greatest challenge, I think, in District 4 is to follow in George Dean's footsteps. He was an incredible magistrate. He served for over 20 years, and he's done a phenomenal job. So that's a little intimidating. But I ask for your vote on November 4th, Liv Wilson for magistrate in District 4. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm April Rose Prather, and I'm running for magistrate in District 4. And I'd like to say thank you, Amy, the Chamber, and COnnemara for putting this event on. Let's see. I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to take a few moments and tell you about myself. Not for what I stand for, but about what April is, who April is. I've been married to Marty for 15 years. He's in the audience. We have a 6-year-old son, Lane. Wave, Lane? Okay. And that's why it motivated me to run for office as my family and to see that our families as a whole would be taken care of in the future. We've had such a great role model through George Dean for over 21 years, and I thought it was time to step up and try to fill his shoes. Big shoes to fill. My parents are Barry and Sylvia Rose. They lived in Jessamine County when I was born. We actually lived on Bethany Road, which is about 2 miles from where I live today, on Grogan's Ferry. Marty and I have a small farm. I sometimes call it a petting zoo. We have horses, donkey, calves, chickens, dogs. So if you all need to come and see the animals, stop by the house. And I'm not allowed to go to any more cattle auctions. We bring calves home. So, I want to be able to ensure that our children are able to have the lifestyle that I've had and have the family feel of being a farm lifestyle. The community, the beautiful landscape that our county offers, it's amazing. You go 10 minutes up the road and it's chaos. You come here and it's peaceful, it's quiet, people are friendly. That's what Jessamine County is. I'm a realtor, so I've sold quite a bit of property in Jessamine County, in Fayette County, and as a real estate agent, you have to be detailed and a problem solver, so I feel like I am very good at both of those. If elected, I vow to be the voice of District 4 and will move District 4 forward with integrity and honesty. Thank you for your time and your consideration.
Good evening. I'm Doug Blackburn. I'm a candidate for Nicholasville City Commissioner. First of all, I'd too like to thank the Chamber and COnnemara for hosting this. I would also like to take a minute to thank each and every candidate for the pursuit of their office and their families. Sometimes we forget the sacrifice families make when we run these campaigns. So thank you very much for your dedication to our community and our state. 5 years ago, I ran on a platform that I'd be financially responsible. I'd be a steward for our police and fire department for public safety. I would help and try to grow our Parks and Recreation department, and I'd be a voice for the community. I'm extremely proud and excited today to say we are moving forward and reaching those goals. As you've previously heard from our mayor and vice mayor, Nicholasville has been able to operate a strong budget by being extremely conservative with all departments. We did achieve our AA bond rating, which is a huge asset to this community. We are one of only 5, I believe, in the state of Kentucky that achieves that. We also, as chairman of Parks and Recreation Board, as you've previously heard, purchased the Coolidge building for a community center with the mindset of offering more activities for our youth and future activities for our seniors. We must not forget our seniors. We have been able to grow our infrastructure in Nicholasville with the expansion of our water plant and our wastewater treatment facility. Nicholasville is ready for good and responsible for growth. Going forward, we have some projects that are out in the forefront that we must focus on. Obviously, you've heard about our Rainy B Dam project and hopefully the control of some floodwaters in Nicholasville. As you all know, we've had some rains in the last 2 years that we haven't seen in over 100 years. We also, going forward, I think one of our priorities must be to acquire a fire department out of the west end of our community. That must be at the forefront, I believe, going forward for Nicholasville. So I stand before you with the same commitment, financially responsible for the city with conservative activities, being responsible with public safety and making it a priority, and growing Nicholasville smart. Thank you for your time.
Good evening. I'm Betty Black. I am serving as a second-term city commissioner. I ran on a platform, A Voice for All the People. I continue being a voice for all the people. City commissioner's job is not a two-day job, a 2 days out of the month job. It's a 24/7 job. No matter when you're called, day or night, you're supposed to listen and try to solve. I'm over public safety. I have brought forward, the first time in 20 years, we received a new fire truck. It's just come in. We've got an unveiling of the new fire truck in a couple of weeks here, and the city's going to be invited. The first time in 7 years we've had a balanced budget. We've got 6 new cruisers this year. Drug money has not cost the city a dime. We just got a new mule. It's for our Parks and Rec. It's been converted into a paddy wagon to haul out our criminals out of the parks, make our children safer. And as of right now, before the end of the year, we're working on a drug dog, a canine dog, for the schools to solve some of our drug problems, to make our children safer. And I'd like to be one of your next city commissioners reelected to keep moving the city of Nicholasville forward. And I appreciate your vote on November 4th. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Patty Gross Teeter, and I am here to seek your vote and support for the office of Nicholasville City Commissioner. I also want to thank the Chamber for hosting this event tonight. As I was excitedly telling my family about the opportunity to speak to this group tonight, my daughter asked, "Mom, what are you going to talk about for 3 minutes?" And then my husband, who happens to be in the crowd with me tonight, says, "Are you kidding me? It takes her that long just to say hello." So I'm going to try to get straight to the point. What can you expect if you elect me into the office of City Commissioner? Safety will be one of my top priorities. The infusion of illegal drugs and the people who use them has reached a crisis level in our city. And because of this, people are stealing from our businesses and breaking into our homes. We must take a strong and united stance against illegal drugs and the people who rob and steal to obtain and abuse them. It's certainly cheaper to rely on good morals to govern people, but that is just not realistic. We must maintain a strong law enforcement presence. But we need to look at this as an investment in our community, a monetary investment in that it is just good business sense to lower our crime rate, and also a social investment in providing a safer environment to raise our children and grandchildren. So it's imperative that we identify what is attracting this type of activity to Nicholasville and to develop a plan to fight it. Growth is another important area to me because with growth comes strain on our police, fire, and emergency systems, as well as our infrastructure. We don't need growth just for the sake of growth. Growth should be smart and growth should be measured. And on the subject of downtown revitalization, it's off to a great start, but we must continue. Main Street is the heart of the city. We need to brainstorm and attract businesses that want to be located downtown. It should be the center court, 50-yard line, best place to be, and we have to provide that atmosphere. I'm probably getting close to the 3-minute mark, so I will close with this. While I may be new to politics, I am a lifelong resident of Jessamine County, and I understand the needs and concerns of the citizens that live in this town that I love. If elected, I will heed the advice of the eloquent John Quincy Adams. Always vote for principle. Though your vote may be alone, you may cherish in the sweet reflection that your vote was not lost. Thank you, and I ask for your support on November 4th.
I'd like to also thank the Chamber for the opportunity to introduce myself to the voters of Nicholasville. I'm Bob O'Connell. I've lived in Nicholasville all my life, been in the home building business for 37 years. I believe that business experience qualifies me to be a candidate for City Commissioner. I've had to develop budgets and maintain budgets and work with different contractors and clients over the years. I try to be an informed decision maker, to get all the information available and develop a solution that is amicable to everyone involved. I think that if someone doesn't make a snap decision, that everyone appreciates the informed decision. For the most part, Nicholasville appears to be well run. The city services seem to be well provided. Streets, water, sewer, and electric services appear to be properly provided and maintained. I'm sure that all the candidates are supportive of the fire and police protection and would do anything feasible to improve those services. Every candidate is going to do whatever they can to reduce drug use, and in doing so, reduce the burglaries and break-ins in the city. One item that I feel needs to be addressed is to regain our ISO rating as a Class 3 city. Nicholasville has been lowered to a Class 4 city. For property owners, that means you've seen a 10% increase in your property insurance. Proper funding for necessary equipment could have prevented this higher insurance rate. I'm concerned about the conditions of some of the sidewalks in Nicholasville also. As I've walked around and visited with different property owners, as I've campaigned, I've become aware of many sidewalks in need of repair, and some of these are in areas that are occupied by our senior citizens. I'd be concerned about the financial impact that replacing and repairing these sidewalks would be on those people. I'd like to see the city seek some grant or urban development monies to help with the improvement of these sidewalks and not have them be a burden on some of our fixed income citizens. I'm concerned about the Brandon Crossing development. The city's in a difficult position. Nicholasville is now in court with bonding companies to try to get this development completed to where it can be accepted into the city. There's businesses and homes that have been caught in the middle of this court fight. My concern is, what is the backup plan, and what if the city loses in court? In closing, I'd like to reiterate that I try to be an informed decision maker, conservative spender of your tax dollars, and would strive to treat every citizen as I would like to be treated by my elected city commissioner. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Donna Pyle. I have some qualifications in leadership that you might want to read on www.votefordonna.com instead of me sitting here and just, telling you everything I've ever done. One important thing I've done, I have been a liaison to the Professional Insurance Association, a national association, to the ISO board in New Jersey. I understand these class codes and the fire departments and how they need to be maintained and what kind of work they need to have inside those fire departments so that we can get a cheaper rate on our homeowners. And the reason that's so important too is because it is a safety issue. And besides all the safety issue, we're paying enough tax and we're going to pay more tax. So let's just try really hard to use it properly in maintaining our fire and policemen and maintaining roads and streets and making our neighborhoods safer. Now, I have a business that I've owned for 35 years. I've raised 3 sons. They called me Mama. I was the soccer boosters club president for 10 years. They called me Team Mama Donna. I now am the mother of 5 grandchildren and they call me Dee Dee. You can call me whatever you want, but I want to be your next city commissioner and I'm number 7 on that ballot. So when I think of all the things people have said here tonight, I'm so excited about it. I think there's so much that we recognize. And when I got into this business of running for office and I knocked on doors, guess what I found? Salt of the earth people, kind, caring, loving, concerned. What they wanted was to be participatory in their city government, in their county government, in their state government, in their federal government. They wanted to participate. I'm telling you, if you vote for me, then I can help you and you can help me, and we will have a win-win where we've built a team that comes together as a community, and we don't leave hungry children. We don't leave homeless families. We don't leave hungry families that we can't do something about in this community. We don't leave streets uncared for. We're going to work together, and everybody, whether they're volunteering or getting paid or whatever they're going to do, we're going to change the attitude. We're going to bring some consensus to this town. I've been known for that in my years as public servant on the national level and on the state level with my insurance associations. I have information about disaster planning, so we have long-term disaster planning to protect our citizens. I have a lot of time in the educational system working with my sons, raising them. I have a lot of experience in a lot of things, and I wanted to run for office not because I wanted to be a politician, but I wanted to run for office because I love you, and I want to do something for my community because you all have been so good to me and so good to my children. So thank you very much. And I'm proud of everybody running here tonight because we've set ourselves forward in an amazing adventure. And whoever wins and whoever loses, you're still champions.
Hello, everybody. I'm Greg Burton. I'm running for Nicholasville City Commissioner. For those who don't know much about me, I'm a lifelong resident here in Nicholasville. I graduated from what is now West Jessamine County High School. It was just Jessamine when I went. I graduated from Asbury University. I have worked in banking and finance for over 30 years. I have served several years on what's called the RAMP Committee through the Board of Realtors, which installed ramps for low-income seniors and mechanical lifts for low-income seniors. And I currently serve as trustee and treasurer for the Jessamine County Public Library. I'm new to politics. This is my first time seeking a public office. The reason I decided to run for office is I wanted to make a positive impact in our local government. As a citizen, I always wanted a government that is transparent, accountable to its constituents, and responsive to the needs of all the citizens. That is the type of government that I want to deliver should I get elected. One part of providing a government that is accountable is to ensure that our tax dollars are being used responsibly. I feel that my many years of business experience will provide me insight into managing our tax dollars effectively, developing budgets that provide funds for needed services, and working within those budgets will be a primary focus for me as your city commissioner. I also want to ensure that our police and fire departments have the necessary resources to ensure the safety and well-being of our community. As most of us are aware, violent crime seems to be on the rise. This past summer, we've seen heard numerous reports of shootings and robberies in Fayette County. I want to give the police department the support they need so that they can work to prevent this criminal activity from migrating into our community. Likewise, I want to ensure that our fire department has the necessary manpower and resources to meet the emergency situations effectively and efficiently. Finally, as Commissioner, I want to explore the possibility of conducting neighborhood meetings as a means to reach out to the community and engage them in their government. As I've campaigned throughout our community, I have observed individuals that feel that they are not relevant to their own government. I want to give these individuals an opportunity to discuss the issues that are concerned to them in a setting that is relaxed and welcoming. This will hopefully give them a sense of empowerment as they can realize how their voices can be heard. I feel that a truly effective government can only be achieved when all citizens' concerns are heard, discussed, and addressed as reasonably as possible. And the last point I would like to make is that this is a pivotal election for our community. We'll be electing a new mayor, a new county judge executive, new commissioners and magistrates. I urge all voters to get out and exercise their right to vote and utilize our unique electoral process. I hope to have the opportunity to serve as your city commissioner. I want to thank Amy, the Chamber, and COnnemara for allowing me to come here and meet with you tonight. And thank you and have a good evening.
I didn't do that, I swear. My name is William Hogue. I'm running for the District 2 Constable. I ran last year and I missed it by a few hundred votes, and I wanted to do it again. I've lived here all my life. Most everybody knows me that's here, and those that don't, it don't take much to figure me out. My parents are Danny and Connie Hogue, and my grandmother's the mayor of Wilmore. That'd be Faye Hogue. Harold just goes to her and gets his advice, or gets her advice and goes on with it. I've been here all my life and born and raised, and I didn't bring anything with me to read, and I think that Wilmore has, there's going to be a new District 2 constable no matter what. And I know the people there. I know the routine there. I know the routes. I know the roads. I used to run them. Nobody cared what time I got home then. I used to run the roads till, as long as I was home before dark, I was good. I ran around with Roger Swallows and his deputies and his force. I worked at Fitch's, and Roger Swallows got to talking to me a long time ago, and he was just a great man. He was one of the best chiefs we ever had. So, just I want to be the next constable for Jessamine, for Wilmore, for the District 2. Just because I know what needs to be done, and it's not even a paid position. You get paid for what you do. So I just ask for your vote at that time on November 4th. Thank you.
I'm going to tear it up. I'm J.C. Bourne. I'm the present 6th District Constable. When I got here, Amy said this is the first time the Chamber had done this. It's fantastic. We can only look for the next few years more of it. Glad to see everybody here tonight. Justin mentioned, I can't introduce my wife tonight. Justin mentioned the backpack program. She's with her ladies group tonight at the church filling those sacks for the backpack program, which is a great thing. It really is. A lot of kids go home on weekends, don't have a single thing to eat until come back to school Monday. I've been finishing up my 4-year term as your constable. During those times, I've tried to treat everybody with the utmost courtesy, the utmost respect, and I will continue to do so if I'm reelected. I serve a considerable amount of papers. I think that takes a little bit of the load off the Sheriff's Department. They've got a full-time job just trying to take care of what they do. I have no visions of replacing them, the city police or Wilmore police or anything. I want to do my job and treat everybody right. We, as constables, we are one of the 3 constitutional officers in the state. All other officers are hired officers, so we're elected officials. We do not get paid by the county, city, or anything. They don't subsidize us. They don't pay anything at all. We operate strictly from fees. And like I said, I do a tremendous amount of paper service. I want to continue. I think it's great that we've got this kind of response tonight. If I can be of any help to anybody, one thing I do in my district, and probably the other 2, is I spend some time in the evenings walking the streets. I love to walk. As you can see, I've fallen off nothing but skin and bone. But I spend time walking, talking to the residents, what they need, what they want, what they see happening. And then I'll pass that information on to whoever I feel can handle that situation more appropriately. November, if you would, I'm a very young person. I'm only 69 years old. I've been here all my life. I'd appreciate your vote November 4th. Thank you all.
Hi, I'm Charles Fuller, and I'm running for the Wilmore City Council. 55 years ago in April, I joined the Navy as an anchor man. I guess I'm the anchor man here today. I served the Navy for 4 years and the Air Force for 20 years and worked my way up through the ranks. I went through Navy boot camp and Air Force boot camp and retired as a major in the United States Air Force in 1979. My wife and I were married, and with a second marriage, and she brought 2 boys and a girl into the marriage, and I brought 2 girls and a boy, but they were all adults, and they're all but one are married. We have 11 grandchildren and 3 great-grandchildren. So we're kind of family-oriented. We love Wilmore. We plan on staying here as long as the Lord allows us. But I've always been active in politics, and as well here, I served with Congressman Andy Barr, who was here earlier, on the committee to select, recommend appointees to the Air Force Academy from his district. We recommended 6, and 5 of them were accepted into the academy physically, mentally, and emotionally. They all made, 5 of the 6 made it. The other one had some physical problems. And I'm going to serve, he's asked me to serve again this year to help select someone from his district here, which is Jessamine County, as you know, to serve for the Air Force Academy. And that's a great privilege and an honor. I also work with him on the he is a Veterans Coalition. I worked with him on that before he was elected, while he's running, and also have worked with him since then. One of the things we gave each of the appointees, I just put this jacket on tonight, didn't realize I had it, but it's the Patriots Handbook, and it has the Declaration of Independence, the U.S. Constitution with an index, St. Patrick's, Patrick Henry's famous speech. And I gave each and every one of them that, had them tab over to the Second Amendment and read it. It says, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And I strongly believe in that, as well as the entire Constitution. I attended many of the, I worked on the, I've been on the Joint Planning Commission for 14 years and have been very active in our community there as well as with our city, and hope that I'll be able to be elected and serve that position. Thank you again, Chamber of Commerce, for having this forum.
Okay, I'm melting. So don't get near me. I'm soaking wet, and I know, thank you for doing the shift. Next time the front will be up here. We won't worry about the sun. I appreciate all you all coming out. Thank you guys. I know there's doors to knock on, and there's signs to put in yards, and all that good stuff. So I appreciate you all taking time and rearranging your schedule to be here. The air-conditioned pub has free appetizers and a cash bar, and they're waiting for you. So hustle that direction. Thanks for coming.